Have you ever been in that situation where you say, I got to get this picture?
Oh, there's a thing that says that if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen.
You're right.
It's true, and to the extent where I really took like some time off social media because it was getting just way too much. Everything was take a photo here, take a photo there. But actually when I went off social media for a few months, I had friends reaching out to me going, "Are you okay?"
I did the same thing with my friend who disappeared.
Like we've not seen you, and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually living my life. Like I'm having a great time. I'm just not putting it all out there all the time. But about this girl, just to get back to the story, her mum released a statement saying, please, she was not a bad person. She was not. She was actually a lovely girl, and that breaks my heart because you're right. Like,
absolutely.
Particularly with social media, people jump to the worst, and then there's an anonymity. So you can be cruel and you can hide behind it because you would never say that to someone's face.
Exactly.
You don't have to deal with this mother who's lost her beautiful young daughter.
And that's where I felt my heart was ripped because here she is experiencing the loss of her life, her daughter, and then she looks on Twitter and there's all these comments calling her daughter stupid for doing that. It was an accident. I don't think she intended to climb over a fence and fall to her death. Who would? But at the same time, it just says a lot about us today because we're so anonymous. We can hide behind our phones and our iPads and say the cruelest things. I have a friend of mine who's battling terrible problems with complications from diabetes. And he went to the hospital. He posted he was on his way to the hospital. And then people started saying, and then he said, he came out. He hasn't worked in a while. So he said, I have enough money for food tonight and breakfast tomorrow. And someone's bringing me lunch. So I'm, praise Jesus. And then people took him to task. They said, quit your whining and go get a job.
Wow.
What a thing to say to somebody
That's
who's
awful.
experiencing the worst time in their lives and having been there, unemployed for 5 years. That's what took me off my blog. For a year, I didn't write. When somebody said the same thing to me, quit your whining. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm just talking about my life as a way of expressing and hopefully keeping myself out of depression. It was helpful to me. But that one comment, against all the 300 of them that were positive, that one comment will do it to you.
And that's the thing, like the mental health implications of that are so severe. And particularly when someone is going through that, it's not as simple as go get a job. There's so many other complications. It's got to do with self-confidence. It's so much of it is how you're feeling and what you're putting out there. And I feel for him. And look, if you're listening to this and you guys are on social media, please just say a nice word to
if
each
you're a
other.
Mornings on the Beach listener, that's what we're going to ask you to do. Be nice.
And I mean, too, I think when you take a break, like I did the same thing as well. I took a little break from socials. And, when you step back and look at everything, it's like we have this great life, but everybody doesn't have to know. I mean, there's some points of your life that, your family and the whole world doesn't have to know every single thing you do.
And just be mindful. This is something that I have started doing is when I do, because now I've started slowly putting my foot back into social media, particularly because of this wonderful radio show.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at other people's life and that sense of missing out or jealousy or whatever comes in, no one's life is as perfect as it looks on social media. Take it as from a person that was very good at, working in television, always looking great, but I was waking up at 3 a.m. and there were times when I was crying, but you would never see that on social media.
And I'm one of those people too that you don't see the bad moments. You only see the good moments.
Yeah.
I'm curating my own life so that after I pass away, I look like I have a fabulous life.
I know, me
Had
too.
no problem.
Makeup and
Filter.
hair. Yes.
So you remember that. You can be kind out there. You really can.
I do not do this. This is not what I do.
Well, maybe not you, but we do. It's Mornings on the Beach, and we actually missed our break time. We're going to take it right now as we step away. And when we return, we're going to be talking about mystery bags of cash that were left around this town. We finally know where they came from.
And the climate is getting hotter, and you are getting cooler. We're going to tell you about that.
And